Yo, what is going on, my squad? Ten Toes family, the most beautiful collective on YouTube. And guys, look, check this out, right? I just wanted to make a quick little video because your boy saw something crazy and nasty as fuck today, right? And I had to share this with y'all. But yo, before we get into that topic, right, and this whole little story of what just happened this morning, I just wanted to say thank you and thank everybody who continues to watch the videos. Thank you guys for running up the numbers, and I appreciate it. Every day I get up and I think about what I could put out for you guys, or if not, I just put something interesting that I like and you guys rock with it. But yeah, so hey, you guys need to make sure you're drinking your water and taking care of yourself. Ouch. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but my hair just got pulled on some shit. That was not fun. And your boy clipped his pinky. But okay, yo, as you guys can see, there's a little bit of a different of a background change, right? And it's just because we're gonna be having the baby really, really soon. And we have to do, deep cleaning, and we have to make sure that, unfortunately, Draco's so freaking mad at me right now. But we had to take his blanket off the couch, get it cleaned up and everything, and then have him a little bed on the floor right here with his blanket on it. So there's not a bunch of hair and, a bunch of things that could maybe get in the baby's eye or, cause, congestion or allergies or just anything. We're just thinking, very, very carefully and very cautiously. But okay. Enough of that, right? This is a quick video, guys. So I'm sorry. And we're putting out 2 videos today. So don't mind the grind. Your boy just defeated. All right, so I woke up this morning, I got my session in, I smoked out, did what I had to do, and, I got a little bit more adjusted, and then I had to take the kiddo to school, and then right after I took the kiddo to school, I had to take my wife to work, right? It was a good morning, it was all mushy, lovey-dovey, we're sending kisses and telling each other goodbye, and, I put on a song, and I'm like, all right, bet, I feel like it's gonna be a good morning. So, I'm driving, doing my thing, listening to music, I turn left on, the light that's bright before the freeway. And fucking, so I get on the freeway and, I merge onto the freeway and I'm driving a little bit and, it's, everything's good. It's all clear, not a care in the world, not a worry, right? And so I'm driving, and mind you, there's no one in front of me up until the next exit. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? So I'm driving, right? And up until the next exit. Okay, so you know how when you're on the highway or the freeway or whatever, I don't know how it works in your city, right? I, assuming it works in most cities. But okay, so when you're coming off the freeway, what the fuck? So when you're on the freeway and, there's another exit that you can get off of, there's, a merging lane and then the frontage lane for the previous street, right? So as I'm driving past one of the exits, someone's trying to merge on. And so, I was like, all right, bet I slowed down a little bit because it's a camper with a big ass Tahoe in front of it, right? Like, those campers where you can live in. And so, I slowed down a little bit so they can get in front of me. And out of nowhere, there's this black Audi, right? That's driving on the left hand side and he's zooming a little bit. And so, okay, so I stopped to enough where the camper he can merge on, but there was still about, a 4 to 5 second, space in between my car and the other camper. And so there's this Audi that's zooming, right? And he squeezes in between the both of us. I mean, not really much of a squeeze, he had the room to get in, but from a distance away, right? Because I'm behind them and I could see the camper in front of the Audi. And, I don't like being behind like really, really big vehicles or objects or, things that say oversized load or whatever the hell. I don't like really being behind those things. So I'll, inch a little bit more back to keep my distance just in case anything happens. I have I can think about what I'm going to do or I can get out of a situation. Yo, those seconds, guys, those seconds really, really help. You know, give you a quick decision to make a decision. So anyways, right, I'm looking at the camper and I'm watching the Audi that's in front of me. And okay, this is where it gets nasty. And I don't know if you guys know anybody that owns campers, or if you guys also own like the trailer campers that you can live in while someone's driving, right? But all right, I had to call my wife on this too because this shit was funny as fuck and it was nasty as hell. All right, get to the point. Get to the point, Tony. So check this out, right? I'm driving in. I don't know where I see the Audi, like, back up a little bit too, start slowing down and inching up back to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because mind you, it's like 65, 65 on the speed limit, right? So we're all going the speed limit, but I notice my speed's decreasing and I notice the Audi's backing up a little bit more towards me. And I look ahead, right? I look, I look ahead of the Audi and tell me why the trailer, the camper, right? This shit has some fucking liquid pouring out the bottom, right? The liquid pouring out the fucking bottom. And it's slapping off of the street. But as it's slapping off of the street, it's like, I don't know if it's hitting hard or if it was like, softer water. I don't know what the fuck, but as it was hitting the street, it was creating this fucking like water, like drizzle, rain, mist shit that was just hitting the fucking Audi. And I'm just like, oh, that's not right. And I'm looking right, and it ping, a little light bulb in my head comes on, and I'm just like, oh, someone was using the potty. Oh shit. Someone was taking a piss or a dookie, right? And they let that shit go on the fucking highway while there was a car right behind it, right? And the shit's just going on. It's fucking slapping the Audi. And I notice, the person in the car is like, looking and moving. I don't know what's going on. They're probably just like, what the fuck? Cause they're seeing that shit too, right? So I get into the left hand lane and I'm just like, mind you, my eyes are on the road, but I'm just watching this shit happen to that poor Audi, right? And I'm just like, damn, it's not even fucking 8 o'clock in the morning yet. Fucking, I'm just on my way home, haven't had breakfast. You know what I mean? I thought about playing skate, and fucking all of a sudden there's just an Audi getting drizzled by fucking Dookie Poopy. Fucking, he had a glass of piss and a bowl of Dookie for breakfast, let me tell you. And I was like, damn, that's fucking wild. So I slowed down a little bit so the Audi can also, get in the left lane too. But it was already too late. Yo, if you're the driver to the Audi and you're watching this, yo, I'm sorry that happened to you, because that's fucked up. So, okay, for people that know someone with a camper or with a trailer, or if you also have a camper or trailer, mind you, I don't own one at all. And I don't know the, fucking etiquette of having a trailer, but it's common sense, not to fucking let go of your piss and your shit onto someone else's car. Now, what I was talking to my wife about, right? Because when I called her after it happened, I told her about the liquid and she was like, oh no, it was the poop shoot. And I was like, oh, so she already knew what was up. And I was like, I mean, isn't there regular? Okay, so this is for my viewers, right? And anybody who owns a trailer or a camper or anything, comment down below. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's common sense, right? But I know for a fact that there's little places, or stops where you can dispose of your waste, correct? But aren't you supposed to have like a bucket, or isn't there like a lining or just something that holds it there until you find a spot where you can dispose of it, right? Or do people do that? Do you just fucking release your dookies onto the wild, It was just, look, guys, I was gonna I had so much planned for today, but I needed to make this video because that's just fucking nuts. It's one of the craziest things I've seen this month. And I've seen a lot of crazy things this month, y'all. But yo, your boy's playing skate, let me tell you. And yo, my character's finally looking like a fucking character. It's not looking someone that's, has fucking hand-me-down clothes that just got thrown out of the trap house and someone gave him a skateboard. Your boy got some fucking Vans on in the game. Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. When's the last time you heard that song? Your boy's hitting unk status in 2 years. But yeah, yeah. And oh, on the appreciation, I really appreciate you guys. Yo, we're growing our subscribers back. I did lose a few, but fuck them people. I didn't care about them. Shit. We got some more. But yeah, so the subscriber count's growing, guys. The analytics is lit. You know what I mean? We're just shy, I think, of 20,000 views away from 500,000 on YouTube. But we're already close to 1 million on TikTok, let me tell you. And it's been a grind and a journey, and I appreciate every step of the way that, or every comment, every interaction that I've had with you guys. And it's been a really good time, you know what I mean? But yo, we're not ending here. Your boy's on YouTube as long as YouTube is still around. And yo, we have a video coming out later as well, so be on the lookout for that one. But remember, guys, at 10,000 subscribers, we're gonna be doing cash giveaways, and we're not doing no pee-wee shit. We're gonna be doing 50 to 150. You know what I mean? Depending on what's comfortable at the moment. We're not gonna be doing $10, $20. We're gonna be doing money you can get yourself a fucking pack and some good smoke, or get yourself fucking damn game. I don't know. But yeah, it's Enzo's family. And you know what else, y'all? I don't know. I might not, okay? I might not do this, but your boy's been thinking about not changing the direction of the channel because, yo, we already found our niche. We already found our lane, and that's what's up. But I just mean like changing the channel name. And I'm not too sure on that one. I might not, TentoezTV is pretty original. And, I got lucky with being able to have that handle on TikTok and YouTube. So anyways, but yeah, yeah. Santos family, on to the next one, and make sure you're drinking your water and taking care of yourself. And yo, if y'all are behind campers and trailers, just be a little cautious because you don't want to get poopy and pee peed on. All right. But yeah, anyways, later.